こんにちは、チャートマスターの根崎ゆきです。4月10日水曜日のセッションリキャップ取っていきたいと思います。よろしくお願いいたします。それでは始めていきましょう。
This is a recap for the 9th of April. If you're new here, then, if you're a demo trader, you need to pay special attention here. Man. Get a pullback here would be interesting in this one too. Remember, this is unsustainable. They're going to bring it back down, and then we're going to get the opportunity. Notice this target is no longer here. All right? So that way, when they pull back down halfway into here, there's your trade right there. Trade 1, and then trade 2 is right here. To the top of the trend wall and the PSR. All right, there's the opportunity, right?
ユーロドルです。これ今アンサステンデブル、行き過ぎたトレンドなので、一回戻ってきてから上がっていくでしょうと。
Thank you, Pip. So, trade 1, trade 2. Alright, don't miss that trade on the euro. I mean, it is the euro. I hate the euro, blah, 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 but it is what it is. Alright, so a pullback down to this area right in here, halfway, and you got a two-part trade up here for about 90 pips right up there. So wait for that trade to come to you. Alright, it's gonna retrace, folks.
今のトレードは逃さないようにしましょうと。ユーロはあんまり好きじゃないんですけども、ダンマニーっていうことで、スプレッドが1ピップっていうことで、変なお金、変な人たちが入ってくるので、スキャルトレーダーとかみたいなこと言ってるんですけど、トレードはトレードなので、来るのを待ってやりましょうと。続いて、ポンドドルです。
That's all there is to it. They're going to retrace. If you're not counting the region, 99% of them retrace. So we don't have to worry that they're not going to retrace. Only 1 out of 100 is not going to do it. Alright? So, this is the British pound. We're waiting for this opportunity to go to the upside. I would really like to see it go sideways today, like this. If it goes sideways, the longer it goes sideways, remember this line is still going up. So that means that the higher targets become possibilities if they go sideways.
ポンドドルは、今上に抜けてきてますけど、サイドウェイになるのが一番望ましいよねと。で、横ばいになって、その後に、チャンネルラインの上とハイヤーターゲット、このサポート、レジスタンスありますから、ここまで狙っていきたいですよねと。
Get over here to this single line trend line where we broke out of the wedge this morning. Okay, if we get out of here, you want to trade that up to there. If it goes here, you only got that little bit right there. It is still 50 pips right there, but this one over here is 100 pips. All right. So we'd rather have the 100 pips than the 50. So if it goes sideways, that's your trade. All right. CAD, we're waiting to see if it will break down into this lower quadrant down here. All right. And right now it's having lots of trouble getting out of here. All right. You can see this is a mess up in here. All right. And once we break out of here, there's a trade right there, and there's another trade right there. Nice big fat snowman. Relax, snowman. All right. And this is it up.
ドルカナダは、強いサポートがあるので、これを抜けてきたらスノーマンとして取っていきたいねと。
CAD, we're waiting to see if it will break down into this lower quadrant down here. All right. And right now it's having lots of trouble getting out of here. All right. You can see this is a mess up. All right. It gives us the opportunity to scale into the trade with two wide open spaces on top of each other. Wait for that trade to come to you. If it comes, take it. Now remember, the ATR is only 43 pips on the CAD. So the first trade will only be one. That'll probably take one session. The second trade would happen in the next one. So if you got this trade in the Asian market, you'll be looking for this trade in the London. All right? You won't be looking for this trade in the Asian, all right? But you can get in position in here. Don't forget that this could still be a head and shoulders. All right.
ドルカナダは ATR が40ピップぐらいしかないので、ちょっと行って、一つ目のポジション持っただけで、終わってしまって、ニューヨーク、ロンドンセッション終わってしまって、僕たちの今ですよね。で、アジアマーケットの時にもう一個狙うようになるかもしれませんと。で、気をつけなきゃいけないのはドルカナダ、ヘッド&ショルダーが見えていることですと。
So, what do they do? How do we explain that out? We watch the dollar. All right? Dollar and oil. They're selling dollars right now, as you can see. Dollars are coming down. What's happening with oil? It's also being sold. Yeah, and a bear flag. Oil's being sold and the dollar's being sold. That's why the Canadian is not moving. Right? If the dollar was going up and the oil was going down, we would see the Canadian rocking up and up. If this was going down and oil was going up, we would see the Canadian rocking down. But because we're seeing them both go the same way, the result on the Canadian dollar is stalemate. Stall out, do nothing. Everybody see that? Understand the reason. Right? Yeah, it's flat down here too. Yeah, you can see that. Understand the why of the market, and then you'll be able to find your trade. If you don't understand the why of the market, then you're going to get blistered. Dollar Swissy has finished this, so they are selling dollars here, so this all makes sense, but there's just no room for us here. That's all that's left in here is the 9,300. It's 11 pips away. All right, we'll see a bounce then, probably back to the heart line, and then maybe we'll get.
まあドルカナダだったんですけど、ドルカナダの動きを見るにはドルインデックスとオイル、油、原油ですかの価格を見ろと、言っていたんですけども、あれですね、オイルもできるっていうのは僕 PA チャートでできるのは知らなかったんですけど、いいですね、何でもできるんですね。大豆とかコーヒー豆とか、あと何でしたっけ、トウモロコシとか、そういうのはできるの知ってたんですけど、オイルまでできるとは思いませんでした。まあ確かにそうやって相関性を見るのにはいいですよね。で、続いてドルフランなんですけども、まあターゲット、この水色のサポートまであと11ピップのところまであって、まあその代わりトレンドラインにぶつかってるので、一回跳ね返ってくるかもしれませんと。で、戻し売りをしたいねって言ってますね。
This trade later. So maybe we'll get this trade in London tonight if they bounce it up during the day. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to go back to the heart line. Once it hits the trend line, see every time it cuts down here, gets even near it, they bounce it. See? We're near it, so we're going to bounce, 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 right? Bounce and go, bounce. Yeah. All right, dollar yen. Until they come down, there's nothing to do on any of the yen crosses. They've got to retrace before you.
ドル円は下がってくるまでやることがありませんと。で、すべてのもう円絡みの通貨は一回リトレースがあるまでやることはありませんと。続いてオージードル行ってみましょう。
Aussie dollar, we were looking for this trade today, just never got it. It did work its way up the hill to the target, but it's not here yet. The real trade now is above here, above 8,500. As you can see, that's above the channel, 8,500, and our target is up here at 85.30.34. Not very big, it's only 30 pips there, so you might want to look for a better.
オージードルは今見てるのは、まあこのチャンネルラインの外のターゲットなんですよね。で、まあ30ピップしかないので、もしかしたら他のオポチュニティ、他の選択肢を取った方がいいかもしれませんと。
Opportunity somewhere else, but it is there. So, Euro yen got to retrace. Pound yen got to retrace. New Zealand, right?
ユーロ円、ポンド円、ガッとリトレースが必要ですねと。で、続いてキウイドル行ってみましょう。
If we get a little pullback here on this one, alright, a little bit of a pullback, maybe back down to 8,500, that's only 12 pips. You may get the trade back up to 25 and then all the way up to 37 out here. Alright. So don't take it from here, there's just no room. But if it comes down into here again, then you have that trade right there and maybe all the way to there.
まあリトレースしてきたら、一つ目のターゲット、そして HSI のターゲットまで取っていきましょうと。
If you want to manage this trade through this, there's no place to put a second trade on here, but you can manage it all the way up to the R5, that 85.37. Alright, Aussie yen, till it comes down, nothing to do. Euro yen, Euro pound, if it pulls down to 85, 88.
オージー円はまたリトレースがするのもあって、ユーロポンドですね、次。
I mean, 85.35 area. Right down in here, 85.35 area right here. Then we're going to take the trade there. It may happen here. It may go all the way down to here. Can everybody see that? It comes down to here, it's even better. Comes down to here, we'll take the trade here. Trade 1 is here. Trade 2 is here. You can trade that any time. Yeah, just doesn't want to go. No, it's not. It's not that it doesn't want to go. It's just they don't have enough buyers to push it. All the buyers had the same problem where the movement happened was at a wrong spot. See? Well, the big boy moved it at the wrong spot, so the follow-through didn't come through. We were trying to get in it too, but we're part of the follow-through, and we couldn't find a way to get in it. And because of that, all the rest of them saw the same thing. They said, I'm not taking that stock. I'm staying that close to this top. Forget it. So they got to get away from that top. So it's not done by any means. It's exactly right. We'll look for it to pull back here and bounce here, or maybe down to the channel line and bounce here. We don't want to miss either one of those two trades, and you definitely.
まあユーロポンドですね。ユーロポンドもリトレースしてきてから跳ね返りを買っていきたい。その上をまた逃したくないですよねと。
Don't want to miss this one right here. Right? Big opportunity here. Remember, pay the $1.50 plus, or $15.30 on a standard. Euro Aussie, we need it to come back down. When it does come back down, we'll still be inside the desert. All right. So you're gonna have to be very careful with this. What you did with white dot is they tried to push it out. They ran out of buyers. Why did they run out of buyers? Because they're going to close the London session in 12 minutes. All right. So we'll see it pull down. Do they need to square up this candle? Can everybody see they need to square up that candle? So where's the place to get the square after the square up? They come down, take the square up. That's your first trade. There's your second trade right there. All right.
ユーロオージーです。ユーロオージーは今、白丸が出てプッシュアップ、上げようとしてますけど、あと12分でロンドンセッションが終わってしまうので、まあ、下がってきそうですよねと。で、下がってきて、このキャンドルスクエアアップしたら跳ね返って、1つ目ここ、2つ目、その上のターゲットまでっていうのを見ていますと。
One, trade two, right? Only trade the wide open spaces. Trade the wide open spaces. Don't trade anywhere else. The rest is junk. That's where you lose your money. Don't trade in the junk. Like, for instance, right here. Here's the junk, all right? 1, 2, nothing here, see? But a break, hook, and a go, and we're looking at this big trade up here. We're looking at this trade right here, and the R5 would be the barrier right now. All right? We're going to the PSR, but the R5 is the barrier. All right? So you actually got a three-part trade here. One is the break, hook, and go, and it'll go up here. Now, more than likely, that'll pull it back down again. So if you miss the first one, wait for the second one. Second one comes up here above the 33.50. It'll pull back down, and you take the trade there. Above here, you add to your position, and you trade it all the way to the top.
ユーロカナダです。ユーロカナダはこれブレイクして、フックして 5R5 まで。で、一回戻ってくるでしょうから、まあ一つ目のポジション乗り遅れた人はこの二つ目から、プルバックしてきたとこから買って、3350まで行ったらまた戻ってくるでしょうから、そこからまた買って、この水色の線まで来たらまたブレイクしてフックして5になったら買い。で、この最終的にはこの水色のターゲットまでという感じですね。
CAD yen at the top. Nothing to do on these yens until they retrace. Get out of them. Don't even think about it. Pound New Zealand. We're waiting for the trade to the downside. Had a nice trade last night on this trade.
ポンドニュージーランド。
A lot of people got pretty good tips on that. I forget what we got for that. When did we get on the New Zealand? The New Zealand yen? Everybody remember what it was? I forgot to write it. 30, 60, 60. So what do we decide to do? Got 260s, one at 30. Oh, 60. Okay, thank you. Good work, everybody. Nice job for you guys. Way to go. All right, you see our big problem right here is the day chart bottom right here, which is obviously a bounce point. You can see that's a bounce point there. All right. It's also resistance here. So this is going to be the problem here. When they break down here, they'll probably bounce back up. But once they get through here and the 79.50, all right, wait for the hook and trade it down to the S6, moving your stop here at the 7900 and try to take that. It's 120 pips down there, folks. That's a great looking trade right there. That's what
ポンドニュージーランド、スコッツたちは60ピップ取ったようですね。で、今後ですけども、このデイチャートのボトムがあるので、これをブレイクフック&ゴーしたら売り。で、この S6 まで目指すんですけど、白の方を目指すんですけど、この黄色の S5 でストップを下げていきましょうって言ってますね。
That's what you want to wait for. Those kind of trades are great. Or like the one that you guys all got here. We're in a downtrend. We broke this single line up move and right in here. That was a great trade. See, they're waiting for those to happen. And if you're in front of your computer, you can take advantage of those trades. But you can't take advantage of those trades if your margin's tied up in stupid trades. All right, where you're upside down because you took a trade because I pushed the button all up for an hour, man. We go push the button, and then the next thing you know, your opportunity shows up and you can't trade it because you're upside down 25 pips on another bad trade. Silver, wow, we have done well on silver this morning. Nice job, Victor, and I think John Robert got it. All right. All right, nice job. Way to go. Plus 111, nice job. 86 for John Robert. Good job, folks. Way to go. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Sean, 120 with three positions. Way to go. All right, so, now we got to move our stop, sit on it, and maybe we'll break up into this area right up in here. Looking for that opportunity right there now. Nice job, Julie.
銀ですね。で、結構銀やってる人が多いらしくて、 なんか今盛り上がってましたけど、ビクター111ピップ、ジョン・ロバート86ピップ、ショーン 120×3 ポジション、ジューリー、100ピップス。なんか結構アメリカ人やってるんですよね。議員やってるんですよね。で、まあ、日本のユーザーさんはやってるかわかんないですけど、まあこれ今ブレイクフック&ゴーで上のターゲット、このデイチャートのチャンネル狙ってこうねみたいなこと言ってますね。
Woo, way to go, Julie. Alright, way to go, girl. Fantastic. Alright, good work. So, well, let's see if we get the rest of it. You see, coming up to this top will be the next barrier, break up here, and we'll probably see a sideways market here. Again, whatever it did here is what it's going to do over here. Alright, you could get up here like this, especially if this is going to be an uptrend. They'll probably come up in here, go like this, and then they'll whipsaw it down one little time like this so that we get the head and shoulders. See that? So, good job. Way to go. Put that HSI on from the bottom here. There you go. Yep. R3 right there. Looking good, folks. Looking good. Way to go. Pound cheap. We're really interested if we can get this sell. But we're not sure about this thing at all because this is the day chart bottom right here. And you see we're inside this wedge right here right now. Now the wedge is a little bigger, as you can see. And they're trying to determine whether to take that trade or to take that trade. All right. So what do we got to do? We wait. All right. When you're inside a wedge, you're in the middle. Oh, got the wrong one.
ポンドフラン今ウェッジなので上か下に抜けてくるのを待ってますと。
Dean, because we've been anticipating the structure of the market tells us that we should have a long bounce here. Right? Again, it's very important to understand the structure of the market. So let's take this up to the day chart. Right. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So what should we have now? A, B, C retracement. Right? See that? That's what we got. So we're in an uptrend. We're starting an uptrend, even though it's a day chart, it's a downtrend. This is actually in the 240 chart, the start of the uptrend move. All right, for an ABC retracement. All right, if we get up here, we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to the downside, or we'll get a breakout and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to the upside. All right. So I mean, Victor and those guys, they're all advanced traders. See, so they're advanced traders and they know how to do that. All right. And that's what we teach you in our fast track class, is how to take advantage of that. That's why they got that trade today. They were waiting for that trade. It was a no-brainer for them. Right? It's not a no-brainer for everybody else. It's a no-brainer for traders who know what they're doing. So, and there it was. Beautiful. Perfect. All right. Last one is the pound Aussie. All right. Pound Aussie. We are in an uptrend, but it's very shallow, as you can see. Very, very shallow uptrend. So we're waiting to see if they'll put the bottom in. So if this is the bottom and they start to move up, then we'll get this trend right here. And we'll see, that's the trend we'll be in. We hope to get that trend, all right? But we got to have it prove it. And it's still moving to the downside, all right? We can see they need to square this candle up all the way down here. So they could square it up all the way down to the day chart trend line. If they do that and they don't break it, then this trend is still in effect, all right? It's very shallow, all right? So we don't like it at all, but that is what it is. And there's not much we can do about it, all right? So if we come down here, square this candle up, and get a bounce, you're going to be interested in that. If you get a break, hook, and go, you're still going to have to be leery because we don't have a top in here. We need 3 tops. 1, 2, 3 tops to set a downtrend. We won't get that on the bounce. Does everybody see that? We won't get it. If we get the bounce, it's telling all the traders you're in an uptrend, you're going to be a buyer, see? So they got a real quandary the way this thing is structured. All right? More than likely, you're right. Let's look at it. Yeah, we got a falling wedge here. Let's just draw that. I like that. Thanks. Nice job, by the way, Robin. Robin, I like the stuff you're doing. You're doing good stuff, girl. Falling wedge. All right. So when we finish this wedge up, really nice stuff, Robin. It's about 30 pips to this bottom, and then we can see if we get the bounce. All right. So I'll be looking for the.
まあポンド王子ですね。ポンド王子は今 まあ、トレンドがちょっと急すぎるので、これが終わるのを待ってますと。で、トレンドライン引き直してみたいな感じで、で、まあ、ブレイクで上の方を狙っていますと。
Bounce up here, more than the sell. That says twins here. If the nice thing is, if they turn it here, which is really good, then we would have a good angle on the trend. Can everybody see that? We would now have no longer a shallow trend, but we'd have a good trend. So because don't forget, the market makers are in the business of constructing the market. That's why they're called market makers. They make the market. So they have a reason to make this turn if they want this to be an uptrend right here. And we'll be prepared for that. And you can see the opportunity is this big opportunity right up in here. So we want that trade if it bounces here. So let's be ready for it. We got a set of quads here. Two sets of twins right here, right now. If we get the breakout of the rising of the falling wedge here, right there, we're gonna look for that trade right there, and maybe over here. Now remember, if that happens, the new trend will be this. That will be the new trend. So we'll take this trend off, because it's too shallow anyway. And now we got really a workable trend that will give us some opportunity.
まあ、こんな感じのトレンドですよね。こんな感じのトレンドができるようになったらいいなと。
This looks. They cranked this down. They had to square this candle up. They need to square these candles up. They cranked it down to do that to get it in position. But now they got a quandary. And if they bounce it here, it makes total sense to us. If they bounce it here and bounce out, wait till they bounce out, and you'd be fine. Yeah, and that's the downtrend right here. But look how far we got to the downtrend to go up. Remember, if we're going to go down, what do we got to do first, Carl? Got to go up. All right. So if they're really working the day chart trend up here, they still got to have to come up. See? So the up trade makes a lot of sense, but that doesn't mean they can't break it down and go down to here. All right. So the day chart bottom is right down here. So I'm hoping for the buy. All right. I'm really hoping for the buy, and that would make a lot of sense if they'll do it. But they haven't proved anything yet. Once they break out of this rising wedge and start this move up, I will redo the trend here. So I'm gonna put the line on here just so we remember it for tomorrow. All right. So tomorrow we'll see what it did. Remember and see if we were right in that. All right. You see, your job is not to guess what the market is doing. Your job is to figure out what the market's doing. All right. Until you figure it out, you don't trade. See? You don't trade. Yeah, that's right, Robert. Nice job. All right, folks. The top was a head and shoulders. We could be making one right here, which actually that would be great. See, if this came out hooked and went like that, what would we then have? We'd have a head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders there. So there's a lot telling us that if it breaks to the north, you don't want to miss this trade right up here. Okay. So yeah, nice work. Up 30, nice job. All right. That's fantastic, Peter. Way to go. Fantastic. See? Yeah, see the recap, that's what it's for. Peter, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, all right? Especially as a newbie. You're learning. How do we learn? Well, we learn by doing, right? We learn by doing, all right? So, up 30 today, got 100 pips yesterday. It doesn't get any better than that for a newbie. That's 130 pips in 2 days. You know, there are traders who've been trading for 10 years that can't get 130 pips in a month. So, nice job. All right, I will see my fast trackers. I'll see you at 1:30 today Eastern Time, 12:30 Standard Central Time. And have a great day, everybody.
はい、というわけで今日のセッションリキャップ終わりました。まあ、円絡みが結構調整待ってる感じですし、まあそんな感じですよね。また、普通にトレードしていきたいと思います。昨日は結構ユーロ円、ポンド円とか、まあ売りの方でS2 抜けて S3 っていうのがすごく多かったですよね。円絡み。ユーロ円、ポンド円とか。あと確か9円、オージー円とかもそうだったと思うんですけど、まあそれでやっぱりドンと上がった後見逃したらそういうところ取れますんで、焦る必要はないと思いますし、で、まあ他にもユーロドルとか、あとオージードルとか、普通に HSI プラス点々の S2 から S3 とか R2 から R3 っていうのがたくさん出てましたよね。で、まあ、全部できていたら、一つも見逃さなかったら昨日は全部勝ってましたし、多分、まあ、150ピップぐらいは取れてますから、まあ、そんな焦らず、無理なく自分のペースでやってもらえればいいかなと思います。そんな感じで、今日はここまでです。どうもありがとうございました。失礼します。